Well. Ladies and gentlemen, lots of people have been asking what's going on with Mikhailo Mudryk. Is there some sort of problem with him and Graham Potter? Is there a in-house, issue with Mudryk? Look, I think the best way to answer this is by this quote from Cucurella. Let's have a look at this.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's delve deep into this Mikhailo Mudryk situation. Many people have been asking this question. It's in the tip of their tongue. Do you know what I mean? They want to know what's going on with Mudryk. He hasn't featured for a little while, hasn't started, hasn't come off the bench. What's happening? Has he fallen out? Look, my understanding is, first of all, we need to chill out. We need to calm down. This player has just moved in. I keep saying there is a human element that we sometimes don't seem to understand, and we tend to compare with other players. But that player's, got in. Like, for example, Cody Gakpo has come in and he's starting for Liverpool. What seems to be the problem with Mudryk? Not everyone is the same, ladies and gentlemen. Not everyone is the same. Different players, different sort of, situation. You have to appreciate the fact that a particular player, when they come from abroad and they come to London, there will be a time of adaptation. There has to be a time for adaptation for the environment, different people, different surroundings, different food, different everything. And it takes a bit of time. Just imagine if you move into a new surrounding, it will take you a bit of time to just get used to everything. Different training grounds as well, different people that's instructing you. So, look, I was a little bit, not shocked, but I was confused as to what's going on. But the more you think about it, to be honest, this is probably a non-topic. And I think Graham Potter is probably doing the right thing to keep Mudryk away from the limelight and get further abuse. Last few matches when he did play, a lot of people were getting on the back of him with his first touch, with his finishing, with, his decision-making, a whole heap of things. From what I've seen in the little bits and pieces, I try and take the positives, and there is a scintillating player there, to be honest, in regards to Mikhailo Mudryk. Not just going back off or back on what I saw against Liverpool, the cameo that he had off the bench, where he was electric with pace, he was fantastic dribbling into the box. He seemed like he was going to cause a lot of chaos, but in other matches as well that I've seen him with his vision, with his passing, there is definitely a serious player there. We just need to stay calm. Look at all the effort Mudryk is putting, in the training ground and after training in the weight sessions, and sometimes he even trains past once the training session's done. He does his own training. So there is one hell of a player there. We just need to stay patient. And as I said, recent times when he has played and his first touch, especially how it's been letting him down, there's been a lot of criticism that's come his way, and maybe Graham Potter is just shielding him. And let's have a look at this. This is why, looking at the Cucurella situation, you'll probably understand maybe that's exactly what's happening with Mudryk as well. Cucurella, it's easy when things aren't good to criticize the players. It's easy when things aren't good to criticize the players, but we are humans. Maybe we have some problems in our personal lives. This is part of life, and sometimes people need to understand this. Like, he's literally talking to us. Cucurella literally is talking to us. And this is probably why Cucurella has not been part of the team for the past few matches. And then he comes back in a big crunch fixture against Dortmund, Champions League, and he lands himself a man of the match performance. So further goes on, this is PYS replying off the back on that particular quote, which was tweeted by CFC Daily, saying Potter kept Cucurella out so he didn't face more abuse during the bad run. Seems like he's doing the same with Mudryk. Good management. I tend to agree. I absolutely tend to agree. Further on, let me just bring that on this side. Obviously, when you're having a bad time, this is Cucurella, this is Graham Potter in regards to Marc Cucurella. Obviously, when you're having a bad time like we've had, you accept the criticism, you have to deal with it. Marc has dealt with it well. We've tried to shield him a little bit. At the same time, and pick the moment. I thought, regardless of this situation, the crowd were going to get behind us because of it being a Champions League. Thankfully, he delivered a top performance, and by my word, did he deliver a top performance, ended up being a man of the match performance. So kudos to Marc Cucurella. So look, ladies and gentlemen, I think similarly something is happening in regards to MUDRYK, where we're just shielding him. We are shielding him, and fair enough. It's okay. Take your time. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool, when they've brought in some of their players, I know Cody Gakpo's just gone in and fitted in like a glove for them, but there has been players previously where Klopp's taken time. It's okay to take time. Pep Guardiola has taken time. I think sometimes throwing the players into the deep end could potentially be damaging. Do you know what I mean? Fans are ruthless. Let's slowly embed them in and then see where it goes from there. I'm pretty certain MUDRYK will be absolutely fine. Marc Cucurella, this win is for everyone. In the bad moments, we stayed together inside the dressing room. The relationship between us is very good. You could see we played together. We ran for everyone. We had a team. Fantastic. Look, he seems like he's come back a lot stronger, and I feel this is exactly something that could potentially happen to MUDRYK as well. So kudos to Marc Cucurella. And as I said, look, I don't think there's anything to worry in regards to MUDRYK. I think soon MUDRYK will get those opportunities. For me, I've seen enough to say that there's an excellent player there. So we don't need to worry too much from MUDRYK's point of view. Now, let's move on to other news in regards to Graham Potter. Matt Law has had a lot to say. I think Simon Johnson has had a lot to say over the last 24 hours. This is what's going on, the latest tweets in regards to this matter. A number of Chelsea players are said to have been impressed with Graham Potter's handling of the squad in the last two games, in which he gave Mateo Kovacic the captaincy. I think, look, in recent times I've said maybe trying to get everyone on your side is one, difficult, and two, could be detrimental. You're trying to keep everyone happy, and then you'll end up not really keeping anyone happy. But I think it might be a bit of a masterful stroke from Graham Potter to get Kovacic being the captain, whilst Thiago Silva is injured, and Azpilicueta not really being part of the team, probably harnessing an injury as well, the one that he copped on his face not that long ago. It would have been easy to perhaps maybe give it to Reece James, but I think he spotted that, look, at the end of the day, Kovacic is a warrior. Do you know what I mean? And he's been a warrior under Thomas Tuchel as well. Thomas Tuchel said there's a couple of players I wouldn't mess with. Kovacic is one, and obviously Rudiger was the other one. I'm glad that the captaincy went to Kovacic. He is one of the most senior members and one of the most experienced members in the team, and I'm glad it's gone to him. And I'm also glad that Kovacic, when he does go off, he gives the armband to Kepa. Kepa's been around for a little while, and the turnaround that Kepa has done in his career at Chelsea has been fantastic, and he's been rewarded for that. And Graham Potter, I think, is able to galvanize the team by just giving responsibility to each and every one of those players, and everyone's sort of coming together. And this is why we see players coming out left, right, and center praising Graham Potter. Cucurella has done that. Ruben Loftus-Cheek has done that. Koulibaly has done that. Reece James has done that. Many more. They really have high praise on Graham Potter, and looks like his man management potentially is working out, ladies and gentlemen. Telegraph Sports understands that Potter has held a number of personal talks with players, staff, and members of the Chelsea board, including Boehly and Eghbali, over the past week to reassure individuals of his plans and listens to any concerns or suggestions they had. So fantastic. Look, on top of the man management, he's that he's showcasing showcased over the last couple of weeks. He's gone around having more conversations with players, staff. It's good, I suppose. Sometimes probably too much conversation may be a bit too much, but in times of need, I've said, when we lost against Southampton, was there a need to have a day off straight after? I thought it was probably to bring everyone in and have a conversation. I think this is what Graham Potter is doing, having conversations, just trying to understand that, look, let's get together. Let's try and understand the situation. Why are we not getting the results? Let's get to the bottom of the issue and let's work on it. And I think over the past couple of weeks, past couple of games, it's been good throughout the back. Maybe that might have been a suggestion that the players and the manager in unison, came together, saying that's maybe something that we need to do, and it's working out. Kovacic, post the Leeds match, said it's a formation that we know from a very long time. It's something that we're comfortable with, and the players know exactly what they need to do. And it's a formation that Graham Potter should also know very well from Brighton days. Top Boehly celebrated with a beer in the dressing room. There is pressure on Potter and the players to maintain their results, particularly against Leicester and Everton. But Potter has impressed everybody with the way he has coped with such a pivotal spell. So, look, great that we've been able to get the victory against Leeds and Dortmund. Massive victory against Dortmund. Let's not downplay that. Huge game against Dortmund. We got the victory. Move on to the quarterfinals. We beat a particular team that's had an 11-game winning streak, and they come to Stamford Bridge, get their first loss in 2023. Let's not downplay it one bit. So, fantastic achievement from the team. Having said that, I hope we don't get complacent from here. I hope the work isn't finished from here, because it's far from finished. I'm glad that we've continued on in the Champions League, which means that we've got more things to look forward to, I suppose. If we did get knocked out, then that's it. What do you play for the end of the season? Now we've got the Champions League. Hopefully we can continue with the good form in the Premier League and make something out of it. I don't know whether top four is probably out of the reach, but even if we can enter the top 6 from where we are right now, and then work on that next season, and then go as far as possible in the Champions League. Let's see what happens next season. I know a lot of people are against Europe, but I think we need some level of European football. At least we're going to have a decent amount of players, and there needs to be some rotation. There needs to be game time given. And I think it allows for Graham Potter to, more matches. It will allow for him to fine-tune the style. Look at Arsenal this season with having Europe. They've been able to, give players enough game time, and it's just allows them to keep working on their structure, their style. So hopefully that will do that for us. I know a lot of people probably thinking now one game a week, we'll take it from there, but not necessarily. It's always a good thing. I know it's worked out for us previously, but back then the squad was a lot different to the squad that is now. Okay, top Boehly and Eghbali will have also noted the noise in and around Stamford Bridge for the Dortmund second leg, which long-standing staff and fans rate as the best atmosphere experience for a Chelsea home game since pre-COVID. That's fantastic news. The atmosphere inside Stamford Bridge for the Dortmund game provided encouragement that a bond can develop between Potter's squad and the fans. This is from Matt Law once again. I mean, sensational scenes from the match yesterday. Look, I'm not closed about this situation. I'm not one of those fans that's going to, just because I've been Potter out all this time, and I'm not saying I've changed my stance as yet. I need to see more games, more wins in a row for me to start rethinking. But I am open to rethink. I'm not just closed. That's it. I'm done. You can't change my mind ever again. No, I think that's a stupid way to look at life. You should always be open to see the other side of the coin. You can't just be sitting here and having a closed mind. If a particular individual makes the effort, works hard, changes that, the environment for you, then you have to give it a shot. So I'm all open to give Graham Potter another shot as long as I see prolonged, wins. I need to see consecutive wins right now. I need to see at least minimum 7, 8 wins in a row. A couple of the next fixtures, Leicester, Everton, definitely a couple of fixtures that we need. If we drop points there, then I'm sort of back again thinking, what's happening? We should be picking up these wins. And I'm, from what I see with the players, seems like, they really want to put the effort in for Graham Potter. So, I'm willing to see what happens next. Talk of Graham Potter's job being at risk after just 6 months has, for now, been silenced. A bond of sorts was forged on Tuesday night. It was clear just how much this meant to Potter from the early exchanges of the game against Dortmund. Look, great, no problems. I'm happy to forge any sort of bond the team and the manager and that they want to have with the fans. It's important, highly important, and the best way to do that is with wins. Wins get everyone closer together. Wins will give everyone that feeling that maybe a little bit more patience is needed. Maybe that trust needs to come back. So wins are important. The more you lose, the more you drop points, the quick it all disintegrates. Only the Chelsea hierarchy will know whether elimination to Dortmund would have prompted them to act and dismiss a head coach still finding his feet at this club. But the narrative, for now at least, can be parked. So look, for the time being, it can be all parked. This picture, you can see Kai Havertz and Graham Potter. I mean, the level of trust that's been put on Havertz by Potter, you can see why this player really, really loves it. And this player now really needs to, deliver it back, reward the manager back for that trust. And I hope Kai Havertz, the performance he had against Dortmund, I really want to see him continue on against that in the Premier League for as long as he can. Stay as consistent as you can. Yeah, you may have an odd game that may not go for you, and that's fine. But you cannot have multiple, odd games. You need to have greater consistency. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the moment, it's great moments, but let's not get complacent. Let's really not get complacent, and let's ensure everyone's head is, well balanced at the moment. Koulibaly, we wanted to win it at all costs. We played a great match, I think, and we put the intensity we had to put in. We wanted to win at all costs, and we can be happy. Koulibaly is another one. Look, few players in recent times rising. Koulibaly, Cucurella. Koulibaly, look, past few games, he's been all right. I don't think he's put a foot wrong. Yes, Leeds first half was a bit dodgy. Second half, he did come into the frame again, rectified the situation. Against Dortmund, I don't think there was any flaws from Koulibaly. We need to stay patient. Cucurella, man of the match, need to stay patient. Sterling has been copying a lot of heat. He's probably been one of the most, pivotal players in the last couple of games. Deserved a couple of assists against Leeds. Gets the goal against Dortmund. So look, we need to just give time to some of these players to come good for us, and they will come good for us. These are not rubbish players one bit. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about everything we talked about today, especially the MUDRYK situation. Are you concerned, or are you sort of relaxed about it? And everything that's been said about Graham Potter, there seems to be good vibe. Are you sort of on the edge at the moment, thinking, nah, I still want to get rid of him, need an elite manager? Or are you sort of thinking, let's see where it goes for a little longer, and then we'll make a judgment very, very soon? Because for me, I don't think there'll be a sacking that's going to happen now. I mean, he has now made it to the Champions League quarterfinals, so you best believe he's going to get that opportunity to face that. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, see ya.